So you know what I dislike about the overall mainstream journalism and all that stuff is that they are so unbelievably disingenuous where they try to claim that people are being weird for having criticisms. They try to claim that people are being disingenuous. We're being disingenuous for not liking a particular TV show. And they try to call people grifters. They try to call, whatever word they want to use, whatever buzzword they feel like using, they'll call it to you because they think it's going to make you stop. They think it's going to make you stop talking bad about the TV show that they're trying to shill for, or in some cases, the TV show that pays them in order to give good reviews.
Weird, weird.
Now, I came across this particular article from Forbes that I thought was pretty interesting. It had an interesting headline, and I just wanted to check it out. It says, anti-woke Star Wars fans are being weird about The Acolyte. Yes, apparently you guys are being weird for not liking The Acolyte. So let's get into this article, guys, from Forbes. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. And again, guys, I'm going to give you the disclaimer. I am on the road. So if my audio sounds a little bit strange, just bear with me. I'm going to be gone for a few days, but I'm still putting out content for you, 3 videos a day, every single day, because we don't stop. It says, a powerful Sith, a compelling mystery, and a thrilling lightsaber battle. The Acolyte is proving to be one of the strongest stories of the Disney Star Wars era, but anti-woke fans are being extremely weird about the show. I got to tell you, man, wait. Hold on. The strongest story of Disney Star Wars era. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough. That is shilling to the max. If you think Disney Star Wars Acolyte is one of the strongest stories of Disney Star Wars era, I mean, that just doesn't really say much about Disney Star Wars era, if you catch my drift. I mean, come on. There's no way. Like, I get it. I totally get it. You're shilling, not a problem. You got so many shills out there. You see them, they're a dime a dozen. But there's no way that you're going to convince people that this is one of the strongest stories out there. This is a joke. You're talking about the same Acolyte that's got the power of 1, power of 2, power of many bullshit. Yeah, that's not happening. So they go into a little bit about episode 5. Now, I want to skip that because I don't care. I'm not watching the show. I want to talk about what this particular person thinks about Disney Star Wars fans, because apparently we're being weird, right? We're being weird. Well, actually, I'm not a Disney Star Wars fan. I'm an old school Star Wars fan. So let me fix that for you. But still, now it says, look, many Star Wars fans are loving the series so far, but a segment of the fan base has been overly critical, nitpicking minor details and review bombing the show. Now, I find it amazing that a Forbes journalist can tell someone who does this for a living, or some people who don't even do it for a living. Maybe they're just big time fans, right? Maybe they want to talk about the show and they look for every little detail so that they can analyze it. That's what real fans do. That's not what shills do, which is why shills don't understand how you're able to nitpick every little thing and break everything down in detail. They don't understand because they don't do it. That's not what they do. They just look at something and they say, oh, you're part of the mainstream. Oh, I love you. Yeah, you're great. You're amazing. What's your favorite Star Wars again? Oh, and then they don't have an answer usually. And they'll just Google something quickly and be like, yeah, I love The Acolyte. It's amazing. It's one of my favorites. So again, nitpicking the show, fans do that, right? And I understand why now these shills just don't get it, because they're not fans. They're not actual real fans. Real fans know that we could talk about lore all the time. That's what fans do. We do it all the time about video games, movies, TV shows, books. Like, that's what we do. So you as a tourist will never understand how fans can be supposedly overly critical. And again, even if they're not fans, maybe they do it for a living. Maybe they're a big YouTube channel that focuses on TV shows, movie reviews, and whatnot. You think it is a bad thing for a critic to be critical or even overly critical? You think that's a bad thing? No, that's their job. Their job is to break everything down and tell the fans who maybe haven't seen it yet, hey, you can expect this, that, whatever. This has got this kind of pacing. Like, that's their job. And you tell them to be not overly critical or critical just goes to show that you just don't like criticism of your mainstream shows. Star Wars fans have been angry about Star Wars since the prequel trilogy, but the current split in the fandom is even more petty than usual. Yeah, petty. Indeed, some of the criticisms directed at The Acolyte have proven absurd. Now, here's the most important part about this particular article. Let's read this. The war over Wikipedia. Now, if you guys missed it, I made a video essentially exposing and showcasing that some of the people at Wikipedia are not exactly who they say they are, right? And there has been one person who's been trying to cancel Star Wars theory, which is Ash Rendar. And Ash Rendar ended up coming out and admitting that they've been lying for years about who they are. They've been using fake pictures from someone else, that they're not who they say they are, that they only did it because they wanted to feel welcome. They wanted to feel like they were a part of something. They hate themselves in real life. I mean, it was an insane confession. And when that information came out, it kind of vindicated Star Wars theory, because that was the person who was trying to cancel Star Wars theory. Someone who's not even real from internet standards, which is amazing to me. The editors of the official Star Wars Wikipedia recently received intense backlash from angry fans after editing the birthday of a Jedi from the prequel trilogy, an alien known as Ki-Adi-Mundi. So now this particular character here, again, I'm not too familiar with the backstory of this particular character, but what I can understand is that this guy is showing up well before he was even born. Okay, they have completely and utterly destroyed the lore for this particular character and changed it, not even minuscule. They changed it drastically. Okay, drastically. It's not a small change. So a lot of fans noticed this and they said, hey, why is this guy here? This is ridiculous, right? And then you have an article from Forbes, which is essentially yelling at people for getting mad over lore changes. And this goes back to the conversation that we had earlier in the video, where I was talking about the simple fact that shills like this don't understand what it means to be a fan of something, because fans will talk about lore all the time. And when lore changes to something completely stupid, or in this case, gets utterly retconned, that is going to piss off people who are heavily invested in it. And yes, a birthday, as small as that is a big deal for some people, because you're transporting someone, I think, what was it, hundreds of years before he was even supposed to be there. That's a big deal. That is a huge deal for people who follow the lore. The absurdity over the controversy inspired many memes online, with commentators wondering how any Star Wars fan could possibly get emotional about the birthday of Mundi. So how can any Star Wars fan? You mean the real Star Wars fans, the ones who are still invested, unfortunately for them, in Star Wars, that they're willing to put up with Disney Star Wars? Yeah, those fans are going to get upset. Look, the cone-headed character managed to spark controversy again after his quote about the Jedi being extinct was brought up in the wake of the Acolyte unveiling Khmer as the masked Sith, and with critics viewing the moment as breaking canon. Because that's what it is. That's what it is. I can understand. Shills don't get that. Shills don't care about canon. I totally get it. They just want to consume. They want to look at their TV and consume. I understand. But at the end of the day, no, bro, you broke canon. You broke canon big time. And let's not pretend like you didn't. So again, they will never care about the canon, because for them, it's not about the canon. Star Wars is just a means to an end. Star Wars is a means for them to get mainstream access. And if they have the access already, it's just a means for them to maintain it. That's basically it. They're not fans. They never will be fans. And they honestly don't really give a shit about the Disney Star Wars fans or Star Wars fans in general. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.